Alright, part 3 of the ReproX saga. This is happening quickly because, like I said, the boards come quickly, and I only had like a couple things to change. The jumper, and the solder mask versus the polygon fill, and the logo is different. So really not going to be a lot of retesting because I didn't change much anything. I might retest the AM and AROM, but honestly it's just more about double checking the write-up, making sure that's right. So let's open up and see what's in there. Okay. They always have a nice little box. I don't know why they always leave the trash in there though. Okay, so there it is. Oh, I really like that logo. Damn, that come out good. I don't remember if the surface mount, that might have been something else I changed. The surface mount AT Tiny 13 was on there. I can see I'm going to have to change the logo a little bit though, because they didn't all come out quite perfectly. That's fine though, it still looks like this one right here looks exactly like it was supposed to as far as the eagle is concerned. Oh yeah. But I can tell like this one, the solder mask, just too thin. Didn't quite make it on there. Not a big deal. Might just, I guess we could fill in. I'll get you a close up here and see what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, there's the double thickness of the silk screening I put on there. That's good. And there's the new jumper. Let's see, all the numbers made it on this time. I did find out that I just, for whatever reason, when I created these devices, I had some numbers, I guess maybe from when I copied it from another device, maybe they were just in the wrong layer. I found a lot of things that were in the wrong layer. Just started unclicking layers and got down to the last little bit of it and figured out what was in the wrong layer. And yes, they did all get chamfered. Excellent. A little bit rough. A few rough spots. Actually, this side's very smooth. Might just have been a couple rough edges. Probably could just take slight sandpaper to it. Let me get a side by side here. There's the back side. You can see the difference in the silk screen, the difference in the logo. I also had to move the pads, or I didn't move them, I changed the pads on the AT Tiny 13 for the through hole so I could fit the SMD version inside of the pins. You can see the different H and I got combined into just H and renamed those. Actually, I just renamed. I did not rename anything. J and K are the same. And just I is gone. That's fine. Let's see. You can see where the numbers are missing on B and C. They made it back on there. I moved what rev it was over to here. You see the silk screening for the 28 pin versus 32 pin. Made it to the new one. Yeah, I guess I didn't have the surface mount caps on there, did I? They're there now. I don't know if you can make that out on the camera. There's just a little bit of solder mask making an X inside of that Gold X. So I might need to change it to where it's double thickness, or I don't know. I like that just fine. I mean, just even if it just was just all gold, it'd be fine with me. Here you can see the surface mount, AT2013. Can't see, I don't think there was much else changed here. I did look into getting the surface mount versions of the 161 and the 32 on there. I could actually put them to where the surface mount straddles one line of pins on each of them, and that might work, but if we start going to a lot of surface mount stuff, then I might as well just get rid of the through hole stuff and make everything surface mount. A little bit of gunk right there. The pins look kind of, I was going to say dirty, but it looks like something ran across them this way. A lot of them are like that. I don't know what that is. I guess that's on the old ones a little bit. You can tell the old one here is a little bit warped. On the new one, that's good. Okay, so the surprise is I didn't just order another set of prototype ReproX PCBs. I also ordered this baggie. I think I only ordered 10 of each. That sound right? But I went ahead and redesigned it, the ReproX PCB, because it was very similar, and I went ahead and made Crime Busters, and I'm really excited to try to see if this will work. Alright, so I'll open this up for you. Another shout out to Joey for the Crime Busters logo. And that looks killer on this one anyway. If we have more very thin line problems, I can see that being a problem. I was kind of worried about it. That one's got a little bit missing. Looks like the trigger guard lines are missing. But gosh, the rest of them look good on that side. I did both sides. Same one? Yeah, it's the same one. That one, the logo got messed up just a little bit on front and back. And this one, the gold on that one almost looks like a different color. It needs cleaned or something. If I hold it in the right light, it looks a little more golden than the rest. Very odd. But yeah, sorry, I'm not even in shot here. But yeah, the logos all look fantastic. Probably can't see that on camera. That's the one that looks just a little more, I don't know, it's like maybe even like it's tarnished. So we got a similar problem here. But they did get chamfered. There's just a few rough spots there. And I'm getting a fiberglass splinter in my finger here in a second. So that's cool. They look really good. And you can tell it's just not much difference. There's a couple pins difference between the 3.2 and the 138. And there's some routing differences, of course, but yeah. What are we at here? So yeah, I'm excited to populate one of these and see if it works. Okay, so I got the board populated here. didn't actually order any 138s, so I just happened to find one, a 161. I'm using a 2 meg prog chip, but it only needs one. But as long as you duplicate the data, you can use a 1, 2, 4, or 8 meg over here, and it won't matter because all the pins are already pulled up on all the upper address lines that aren't used. And the char, you need a 256 or higher, same deal. Just as long as you set these two jumpers here. If you're using a 32 pin, pull it high or low. Look at your data sheets. Almost all EPROMs you got to pull it high. And I think there's one flash chip that I found you had to pull low, so that's why I added these. And if you're using a 28 pin like over here, you don't need to mess with that. Everything else, there is no other jumpers. Just pop it in and try it.
Alright, so when messing around with all this stuff, I noticed a fab error. This is the old board, this is the new board. Can you see it? Well, these little traces are not covered. And that's one of the things I complain about with everybody else's boards is the solder mask leaves a little bit of that trace exposed. You know, and if any corrosion, which this area does see more corrosion than anything else, if it gets back up on that trace, it has a lot less to eat through to sever the connection. So on my old boards, the solder mask actually came down over the fingers, about 1 millimeter or something like that, but it covered those traces. And of course I emailed and they played dumb and said send pics, whatever, so this will be the picture that I send them, is that compared to that. Trying to figure out what happened there.
Okay, so I've been working on this on and off for the last couple days, and I finally got frustrated and sent my schematic to Kevtris, and I said, do you see something wrong here? And he did. One pin that needed to be grounded wasn't grounded, so huge thanks to Kevtris. This guy saves my ass all the time. I'm sure he's getting tired of it, but I do appreciate it, and I will pay him back however I can. So anyway, now we can select different stages, and it works. There we go, there's the next stage. Good deal. So straight to stage 3, straight to stage 1. I guess on the title it doesn't matter if you hit the screen or not. So that's done. The last thing I wanted to test was like the silver lining is now I'm like, I wonder if I should be testing LS and HC 161s and 138s and stuff, because I actually ordered a bunch of 161s, but they're HC, so I wanted to test at least this game, if not some of my other repro-x boards as well. Let me find the chip here. Alright, so I've got the HC 161. I don't have any HC 138s. Ugh, that might be... Okay. Apparently my blinking light line's already getting dirty. Alright, cool. That looks like it works. Yeah. I didn't think we were going to have any problems with it, but I just wanted to be sure. And I also have a 74161, really old chip, 29th week of 76. Came out of one of those electronics therapy lots with a big box of EPROMs forever ago. Cool. this level is much harder. Alright, cool. So apparently it works with all variations of the 161. If I do some ReproX testing, I'll also test with some LS and NHC stuff on those. So yeah, a couple mistakes on that board. I'm very curious how many people would actually want this. Because it's a really rare unknown and not really that great of a game, and to get the board cheap enough I have to order it in quite a large quantity, so this might be one of those things where I just do pre-orders only. I don't know. So if you're interested, let me know. As far as ReproX testing, I'll probably just do all that off camera. I mean, I only did that one little change, and really all I have to do is rewrite the instructions on how to use it, and that shouldn't take hardly anything. Like there's just that one pad change, so that should actually be all ready to go. So I'd say this might be the last video for the ReproX PCB. Probably the only video I'll do for the Crime Busters PCB. If there's any other Repro PCBs that you'd like to see me do that are the easy kind, and I mean that uses discrete chips, not the what do you want to say, the ASIC chips, the custom chips, because that's way beyond me at this point. But I can do stuff like that still. So yeah, let me know, and I'll keep you. And if you want to keep up to date on the availability of ReproX, Crime Busters, and whatnot, I would say just watch the website, actually, because when I have them available, I'll probably just post them there. I don't know that the demand is high enough for me to be like, hey, I'm going to sell these here in a couple days, or try to limit it or nothing like that. I'll probably just post them up and let them sell as fast as they sell. Hope you enjoyed it.